still hate that friggin' new intro song. Oh my God. Well, Elimination Chamber's in the books. We will talk about that and we will make our predictions for AEW Revolution. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joining always been a good friend, Hollywood Frank.
What's up, peep? Oh,
you can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about all the news in wrestling. Also follow us on social media. It's in the link in the description, as well as scrolling below. And yeah, interesting week, man. Interesting week. WWE making some moves, man. Making some big moves, man. Not just from Elimination Chamber, but on Raw yesterday as well. And we'll definitely talk about Elimination Chamber. I might touch on Raw for a little bit, but and then we will make our predictions for AEW Revolution. Revolution card's looking pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
There's a couple of like I said, regardless of how you feel about AEW. Their pay-per-views are usually really good. The matches they put on are bangers. So if you're one of those guys that's all about the in-ring action, then definitely give it a look because there's a couple of fantastic ones on there. But yeah, man, really strange week. Not quite what I predicted. We were pretty spot on with most of our predictions for Elimination Chamber. There was one I think because I think the only one that we disagreed on was who was going to win between KO and Sammy, because I said there was no way that they're going to let KO lose three pay-per-view matches in a row.
Yeah, you said KO, I said Sammy.
Yeah, which was it was a great match no matter what. It's a freaking awesome match, and as a matter of fact, I would go as far as say is that it's probably the best match on the entire card.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than obviously the big swerve that happened. Although I'll tell you what, man, the longer it was going, and then a couple of things that happened in there, I was like, I think I might know what's going to happen here. I think they telegraphed it a little bit, but yeah, interesting decisions to make. But before we get into that, I'm just going to let people slowly trickle in here. Malasita was first. Said, "Sup, people? I'm in here, but I'll be listening because according to the California Highway Patrol, who I completely disagree with, I should not be texting and driving." No, dude, you shouldn't. Good Lord, son.
Yeah, I don't think that's just a CHP issue. I think that's nationwide.
Yeah, Mal, you're gonna give us friggin' ulcers worrying about you, dude. But anyway, sup, brother.
Sup.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
Next up was Big Daddy. He said, hey, yo, Big Daddy. Appreciate you being here as usual, man.
Hey, yo.
Guys, go check out Big Daddy, the Guardian of Chaos on YouTube. Great videos that he puts up there. Good insight on social media as well. Big Daddy was not a fan of the big swerve, and I can see both sides of this thing. I can see both sides of it. I think I know why they did it. I think I know what the plan is. And I'm at the very if nothing else, it's going to be interesting to watch.
It is. Because I mentioned before, I thought the card for WrestleMania fell a little weak.
Yeah. Now it's starting to take shape now though. But all right, before you get into that, yeah, it's definitely great for business. Definitely great for business. And like I said, man, after the decisions that they made, at the Royal Rumble, taking some risk, having Jay win the men's Rumble, which was completely out of left field. I got no problem with them trying to build new stars, man. That's kind of what you got to do. We'll see. We'll see how it goes and everything. But we said that Hunter did one thing. He made Elimination Chamber must see. And then along the way, there was a few fumbles here and there. That weird segment with The Rock about wanting his soul and all that.
Yeah.
And it felt a little odd. And I think it took a little bit of the steam out of Elimination Chamber. Yeah. But I think at the end, I think they pulled it off in the end.
Yeah, I think you were picking Punk to win Elimination Chamber.
I said the only two people that made sense were Cena and Punk. And if I were them, I wouldn't have done Cena because now that they pulled this,
yeah, because you were thinking you were wanting Cena not till the end of the year,
right? Because you've got him for the entire year, and this is the end of his time. Why would you pull the trigger on him now? Well, now it makes sense why they're pulling the trigger on him now. Because I did not see the swerve coming. Yep. But yeah, I thought Punk was going to win too. Because I was like, there's no way they're not going to have him be in the main event of WrestleMania after all this time. The whole thing, was he wanted to be in the, he felt shunned for being not in the main event of WrestleMania. But as he said, when he came back, he's like, I'm not really interested in that stuff anymore. He's more interested in basically working behind the scenes. He wants Shawn Michaels' job.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting though. But all right, before we get into that though, let's go ahead and get into our favorite segment, a little something we like to call The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It is an even number episode, so it is ya boy. Oh no, I don't think that it was a big turn. It was not the biggest turn. That's got to still be Hogan, right?
Gotta be.
It's I mean the way it changed everything, man. I think
Hogan, leg kick.
Hey, what's up, leg kick? Appreciate you being here, brother. Guys, go ahead and give us your GBUs. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off. My GBU, the good. Io Sky wins the WWE Women's Championship. She is going to WrestleMania, and it will be her versus the winner of the Elimination Chamber, which is Bianca Belair. Yeah. So I like that match, man. I like the fact that they're trying to move past Rhea. Like Rhea is still the biggest star that they have. Let's be honest. Rhea Ripley is still the biggest star in the women's division. Now, though, they're finally trying to do something outside of her. And they've needed that for her. Her and Tiffany Stratton have been the only two things in the women's division that have not basically sucked. And now they're finally started trying to rebuild the women's division, period, is what it seems like they're doing. So I'm a full, and like I said, I think Io is one of the best in-ring performers in the business today. That's my girl. Andre flipping was a big one too. I don't think it was as big as Hogan, but I definitely think it was Andre. Oh yeah, there was a dude. Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say. A lot of good wrestling this week.
Yeah,
a lot of good wrestling this week. Sammy versus KO, I thought was fantastic. The Elimination Chamber this year was one of the better Elimination Chambers we've had in a while. FTR versus Undisputed Kingdom, O'Reilly and Strong. That feels more like the old AEW tag division.
I have a problem with that match though. I have a problem with Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley from Monday Night Raw.
You had a problem with it?
Unless they're planning on putting Ripley in it and making a triple threat match, the match should have been thrown out last night for interference.
Oh yeah, dude.
If you're gonna lazy booking, as as Crockett or Cornette says, if you're gonna call interference and disqualification, you need to call it 100% or don't call it at all.
Yeah, no,
it was not a no DQ match.
Yeah, and that's been a problem with officiating for both AEW and AEW especially, but WWE as of late, the last couple of years as well. It's almost like they're saying, look, we know that this is bullshit, but we're going to do it anyway because we don't think the majority of people care. And like people like us, old school people like us, back when then we used to, like, if that happened, man, back in the day, that was it, instantaneous. Not so much anymore. And I think a part of that comes from the fact that they've tried to make the referee a part of the storyline in a lot of these matches, and I just don't like it. But other than that, I thought the match was great, and the outcome is what I really thought was like a real shocker there. So I did not see her losing last night either. You got to take Elimination Chamber for what it is, though. Leg kick. It's anytime you have a match like that where you've got 4, 5, 6 participants, it gets a little squirrely at times. You got to kind of look at it for spots, because that's basically what it is. It's a glorified schmoz with cool moments. That's basically what it comes down to. Yeah. But that's my good. My bad. Outside of that, the things that we just talked about. Now, like I said, Raw is turning, and hopefully this is an indication of turning things around. Women's wrestling has been very stagnant of late. And the women's tag match at the Elimination Chamber was a very good example of that. That was a nothing burger, man. I get why they had Trish Stratus in that. She's it was in her hometown, getting the cheap pop, whatever. That match was unnecessary. It was completely unnecessary. It had no real reason for being. And it's like that was not a pay-per-view quality match. You had so many other things you could have done.
Yeah, you're setting up for WrestleMania. What does this do?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's just, unless they're gonna do like a pre-launch match or something like that for WrestleMania. I don't know. The thing is the women's division doesn't really have the level of legend star power that the men's division does, if you really look at it. And they're kind of trying to do what they do with the men's division, where they have guys like The Undertaker showing back up, Austin, The Rock, things like that. They don't really have a female analog for that in the women's division, WWE. They don't really have people like that can bring that kind of presence. So, and that's not, and that's just the simple reality of it. So it was, that was the lowest point in the pay-per-view. So, and then my ugly, man, and this is something that we've been talking about, and I said it multiple times, and it was confirmed. Cody Rhodes received a busted eardrum by the clumsy, stupid headshots done by Travis Scott. If you did not see the Elimination Chamber, Travis Scott came out with The Rock. Look, I get it. They're trying to push for star power outside of WWE, trying to get that attention to come in from other sources. That's fine, whatever. Dude doesn't belong in the ring. And this is coming from, they're saying that he's been training to actually do a match. And I'm like, well, then he's got a long way to go. Dude can't even throw a slap without screwing it up. And you could tell when Cody gets beat down, Travis Scott comes in, bends down, and just slaps him on the side of the head. It basically busts his eardrum.
Yeah.
There was also some concern because he threw a punch as well, and they were concerned that he may have hit him. He may have either
given a black eye.
He got a black eye as well, and there was some concern that he may have fractured his orbital in his eye, and it's freaking stupid because this is your top guy right now. This is the guy who's going to be headlining WrestleMania. This could take him out. Stupid stuff like this can take him out. So if you don't know what the hell you're doing, stay out of the ring. Don't get involved in the action. I can't swim very well, so I keep my fat ass out of the pool. Okay? So if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have any business being in there throwing shots.
Yep.
And like I said, you could tell the minute he did it, the way Cody reacted from it, like if he was a legit wrestler and that happened, I guarantee you, once they got into that friggin' locker room, Cody's getting right up in that dude's face and be like, "Okay, you got a receipt coming," because that was bullshit. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And then all these people that were on social media talking about, you guys are so soft, blah blah. Dude, you ever been punched in the ear? It sucks. Okay, it really freaking hurts. All right, I got lucky. I didn't rupture my eardrum, but it caused for a couple of months I had a severe problem after I got punched in the ear. That's delicate stuff. Okay, and every wrestler that even the ones who are mediocre know you don't do stuff like that because you get to that messes up your equilibrium. That can cause serious harm. Big Daddy said how the P hook try to not get banned off of YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. We're past 50 minutes. How the fuck do you let an untrained Hollywood entertainment music clown into the ring with one of your biggest stars? I don't have a problem with him being in the ring. How do you let him take shots when he's not trained? Panning to rap, hip hop, Hollywood wannabes. Well, that's always been a thing with WWE. They're always trying to pull those Hollywood dollars in, but they don't let them get involved, right? Like the biggest thing is like you saw friggin' Snoop Dogg drop an elbow, right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah, on the Miz at
yeah,
Mania. Was it Mania? Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's dropping an elbow is a really clumsy elbow is a far cry from letting a dude walk up and open hand slap your dude as hard as he can. And dude, you could tell he was putting some stank behind those shots too.
Yeah, he was.
And potentially injure your guy. And he did. They did injure him. Fortunately, like I said, it was a busted eardrum, but it wasn't a ruptured eardrum, so it's not as bad. So he should be fine by the time they get to WrestleMania. Dude, if anything, this is a good indication of keep this dude out of the friggin' ring in the future. It's friggin' stupid. This is how people get put on the shelf for good. Quit doing stupid crap. That's my GBU. What you got, Frank?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, for the most part, Elimination Chamber, not bad. But yeah, the best match on the card, Sami Zayn versus KO.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Those guys going at it was awesome.
They're so good in the ring. And it's like, yeah, we've seen this match, 4 or 5 times over the years. It's, and granted, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to mean much. But as far as the match itself, you knew it was going to be a banger.
Yeah. And Cargill coming out and laying out Naomi.
Yep. Which we predicted.
Yep. I think it's both of them. I think it's gonna Bianca is actually the ringleader of that issue. But anyways,
I think they're gonna. I think between now and WrestleMania, they're gonna pull something like that, and you're gonna find out it was both of them.
Yeah, but my good is CM Punk coming out and start off Raw yesterday with his pipe bomb. I mean, that was good. That was a good start to Raw last night because you didn't need, and I agree with Bully Ray, you didn't need Cena, Cody Rhodes, or The Rock to come out.
No.
LaGreca disagrees, but you need to further along storylines for WrestleMania. You already got Cena versus Rhodes. And tell you what, having that happen at Elimination Chamber, we've been talking about it, how it just doesn't feel like Cody's getting getting over with his title as he should be. This just elevated.
Oh, it changes everything.
That belt.
Yeah. I'm 99% certain that Cody now loses the belt at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but having Punk come out there and set up the feud with him and Rollins, they're going to have their cage match next week on Raw, which I think is just going to continue that storyline into WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing that they did with him and McIntyre. They're slow burning it, which is great. That's the best kind of thing that you can do with Punk. But yeah, I agree. You didn't need them coming out. As a matter of fact, them not coming out and giving an explanation works better because as you're heading into WrestleMania, you've got so many questions that need to be answered, and it's just going to be a continuation going forward.
And you have your champion on Raw with Gunther. You had him in a match. You don't need Cody Rhodes on Raw every single week.
Yeah.
Let him sell his injury from Saturday and show up on Friday. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Let there be some consequence to this.
Yeah.
Build some story. Yeah. This is how you do it. That's why they're like the people that like, and again, I can understand both sides of it because you're talking about two different styles. People that are like a pile driver in AEW, people will kick out of, and then someone does it in WWE and it's devastating. It should be devastating depending on the context of what's been done. And what happened at Elimination Chamber, the beatdown of that needs to carry weight going forward. And the way that they did it, and them not having any of them come out is like, we're not here to answer your questions.
No,
that's heel 101.
Yeah, and they didn't do much of anything with Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. Naomi's selling her injury; she's not doing anything. Fine, move on.
Yeah. You
started off strong with Punk and Rollins. You ended strong with Rhea Ripley losing her title to Io.
Yep.
Which I think, as I said, is going to be a three-way dance at WrestleMania.
It very well could be. I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the interference.
I hope that Io comes out the winner at WrestleMania. I don't want it to be just an interim title run for Io.
I get the feeling that it's going to be Bianca.
We'll see.
Because I get the feeling it is. And I think the reason why they did it is to take the sting out of Rhea losing to Bianca. Because I think they are going to pull some shenanigans with the stuff with Jade Cargill and everything.
Yeah.
And if they don't have Bianca flip, Rhea's basically a face. So why are you having two faces fight each other? So I mean, it'll be interesting. At the very least, they've made this more interesting than it was.
Yeah. You're gonna flip somebody to a heel. It's more likely gonna be Bianca.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be Rhea.
No, it's not, and it's not gonna be Io.
No.
But yeah, that was my good. My bad. I agree with you. No, sorry. Yeah, the women's match at Elimination Chamber.
It was so pointless. And it was longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, there's only 4 matches on the card, so they've got to. And that's the problem. You've got these PLEs, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call them, and the fans are paying a lot of money to get in there, and it's 4 matches.
Yeah, if you're only gonna do 4 matches, and again, on a show like Elimination Chamber, I can understand there, or Royal Rumble, I can understand there only being like 2, maybe 3 singles or regular matches. But if you're gonna only have 2 regular matches, they better be damn good ones, man. You know, like they could have done other stuff. They had other things they could have done, especially leading into WrestleMania.
Yep.
Instead of this nothing burger that means nothing. You know, all for a momentary cheap pop for
Trish Stratus.
For Trish Stratus in her hometown.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get that same thing by having her come out or be the guest referee or something. Or something like that. Just have her come out and there's your pop.
Yeah.
You know, they had so many other things. They could have done something with a tag, especially because here's the thing. Apparently they knew that Rey Fenix was released, was getting his release from AEW yesterday. Apparently they knew about this. And why you don't use that to start building towards something with WrestleMania? They could have, instead of the match that happened, instead of the New Day taking out Legado del Fantasma on Raw, you could have had that match at Elimination Chamber. That would have had a lot more impact, especially with what's going on, than this women's match that had nothing in it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not that, and again, it's not a problem with the women; it's a problem with the way it's booked.
Yep. And what was my bad? These secondary women's titles. I mean, Lyra Valkyria versus Ivy Nile, not a bad match. Not bad. You know, Lyra won. Now she's going up against Rachel or Rodriguez.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it. That doesn't move anything for me. Neither does this whole Ludwig Kaiser Penta thing that's going on.
The Ludwig Kaiser Penta thing, I think, is just them spinning their wheels until Ray shows up. I think we're gonna get a singles match. That's the question. Do you hold Ray back until WrestleMania, or do you have him like debut and we get New Day versus the Lucha Brothers at WrestleMania? That's what I would do. I would have Lucha Brothers versus New Day at WrestleMania, because that's a big deal.
Or do you have the person who's training Chad Gable turn out to be Rey Fenix?
Rey Fenix? I don't know.
And you set up Ray versus Penta.
I think the whole idea is for them to be a duo, though.
You can get to that.
I know, and I agree. I think you can like have them have a singles match and then have like Chad gets in there and starts beating down Penta, and then Ray's like, "Hey, what are you doing, man? This is my match." And then do that thing where it's like, I can beat my brother up, but nobody else can. You know what I mean? You could do something like that. I think that I think with Ray being released, that opens up the door for a lot of different things that they could do. And I think that situation on Raw last night was the beginning of it.
Yeah, but I think you could. I would love to see Ray versus Penta.
That'd be awesome. It'd be a great match.
Like I said, you have Chad Gable be trained by Ray.
Yeah, could do that.
And then you liked it, but I wasn't a big fan of FTR with Garcia. Are they with Garcia? Are they with Copeland? I
liked the tag match on Saturday better than the match on the 6-man match.
Yeah.
I liked the tag match better than the 6-man match. The tag match was better.
Yes.
It was way better. And that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the match on Collision.
If you're gonna put a trio with FTR, put him with Adam Copeland.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Keep Garcia out of here.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, man. Like I like Danny Garcia. I think in the right circumstance that he could be a good contributor. They have done nothing with him in this push for the TNT in the TNT title. He doesn't work well by himself. He just doesn't. At least not as a title holder. So they need to figure out what they're doing with him.
And the rumor of them putting international with the Continental, merging those titles, please do that.
And calling it the Intercontinental title.
I don't care what you call it.
Dude, there have been multiple people. I think JD from New York was one of them. We said it, and then I think Sean Ross Sapp said it. A couple other people were like, just take those two belts and combine them into one and call it the IC belt. Okay, because this thing with the Continental, like I said, the Continental title was never meant to be a title. The winner of the Continental Classic was basically supposed to be their version of the G1. They were supposed to go on and get an automatic title shot whenever they wanted to. Kind of like the Money in the Bank.
Yep.
That's how that was supposed to function. But they decided, oh, we're going to make a belt out of it, and we're going to do. It's stupid.
Yeah, have Omega win Intercontinental title off of
the international
or international off Takeshita.
Him versus
Omega versus Okada to unify the belts.
Have Omega versus Okada to unify the belts at All In.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. There's your co-main event right there.
Yeah, but there was my GBU. So everybody's got a GBU. Fire it out up there.
Yep.
I know Big Daddy usually fire one off for us.
He's been firing it off in social media, man. Like I said, there's been a lot of talk. Who's better, Ted DiBiase, Randy Orton? Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase to me is the quintessential heel.
Yeah.
And if I'd been the one that was booking things back then, he would have beaten Hogan for the world title.
Yes.
He would have been a multiple world title holder if it was up to me. Ted DiBiase will always be the heel of my childhood, man. Him and the Horseman.
Yep.
You know, that's that. And when I think about wrestling heels, man, I immediately think about the Horseman. I immediately think about Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase, one of the maybe in my personal opinion, maybe the greatest heel of all time.
Better than the Nature Boy.
Yeah, honestly,
right.
No, seriously, obviously, I think Flair was better in the ring. Ted was solid. Don't get me wrong. Ted DiBiase was very good in the ring, solid in the ring, but Flair was better. But just when you think about, he was such a scene chewing heel. You know, whenever he was on television, man, there was no doubt about what was going on. Leg kick, Piper or Andy Piper. Come on. Come on, dude.
Come on.
Seriously?
Come on.
Rick Rude or Randy
Come on.
Orton.
Right there.
Rude. Yeah.
Right there.
I've got one. I got that same one right over there. So
come on. Rick Rude for me.
Oh yeah. Dude, Rick Rude, man, if he had not gotten injured and he been allowed to continue his career, he would have gone down as he is, in my opinion, one of the greatest heels of all time. But yeah, dude, Rick Rude or Randy Orton, it's Rude, in my opinion. No Piper is heel, Bob. Yeah. Oh no, I think Piper, dude, Piper's one of those guys. If you're talking about greatest heels of all time, Piper's definitely on my Mount Rushmore. I think Flair and DiBiase, I would say Piper and Flair are probably neck and neck as far as heels are concerned. But DiBiase, dude, DiBiase was it for me as far as heels were concerned. He's that dude you loved hating him, man. you absolutely love to hate him. And Piper, Piper went face a couple times when I was younger. So that kind of diminishes that, at least in my personal perspective. But yeah, dude, Roddy Piper's, he's one of the greatest, definitely. But I think Pete DiBiase beats him as far as that's concerned. Okay, let's go ahead and hit Revolution. Let's go ahead and hit Elimination Chamber. So we actually started off with the women's Elimination Chamber first.
Yep.
Which I was kind of shocked. I figured we would get
the tag match first.
I thought we would get the tag match. I thought either that or we would get, if you can't be first, if you can't be last, be first. I figured we would get the lights out match, considering that it's unsanctioned. So let's get that out of the way. At the same time, I'm pretty sure I know why they didn't do it, because how the hell are you going to follow that?
Yeah.
Because that match was a freaking banger. But the women's Elimination Chamber started off. Who was it? Was it Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan?
Nope.
Naomi
and Morgan. Naomi, because the bell rang and
Jay came
not
out.
Not even
and
30 seconds after the bell rang.
Right.
Music hits. It's not me. And then you could read lips of Jay Cargill say it wasn't you.
Yeah. And then basically Naomi got absolutely murdered and then eliminated, because obviously, how are you going to fight back after you got freaking killed by an Amazon?
Yeah, she did that leg kick.
Bro.
Into the pod. Damn. Into the side of the pod. That was sweet.
She put some stank on it, man. But and then Belair was forced to enter right after that, and then Perez entered, and it was then Bailey came in. I think Bailey was the next one out, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but eventually you got down to just Belair and Morgan. I'm going to be honest, man. Although I'm getting kind of tired of Liv Morgan, this was probably one of her best showings.
Yeah.
This was definitely, she works better when she's working with multiple other people, because they can kind of show her up where she has any kind of shortcomings. But then again, she's also in there with Bianca, and Bianca, ended up winning, which is exactly what we thought was going to be. And this was definitely better than the last couple of women's Elimination Chambers.
Yeah,
this one definitely was. Yeah, I mean, again, it's Elimination Chamber. It ain't perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Because it's basically a glorified schmoz. But as far as this match is concerned, this was enjoyable, and I thought it was good. I thought I had fun with it. Next we had the women's tag team match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. The match was okay. I mean, you had friggin' Tiffany Stratton, who's good. You had Nia Jax, who's been a lot better since she came back than she was before. Candice LeRae, who's actually good in the ring, and then Trish, who's mediocre.
Yep.
Definitely needs to be carried. I've never been. Yeah. No blood. Nobody getting color was kind of weird. Never been much on Liv. I've never been high on Liv either. I think Alexa worked better as a heel. She worked better on the mic and whatnot as a heel. Her in-ring is mediocre again. Same thing with Liv. I always saw Liv as being mediocre. She's basically just a hot chick. Same thing with Alexa. But in that match, in the Elimination Chamber match, she was a lot better than she was better in that match than I think she's been in a long time. So
I was a little surprised. I'm fine with Tiffany getting the pinfall, but I thought with it being in a hometown that they might have Trish get the pin on somebody, probably Candace. But
again, I think if Trish had presence on the level of someone like The Rock or Austin or The Undertaker or something like that, I think she would have, but she doesn't. I can't think of a single women's wrestler who has that level of presence. Okay. And like I'm racking my brain right now and I can't think of a single one that you would be like, why are you letting that person getting a win over top of a current day prospect who's better? Okay, and let's face it, all three of the women that were in that ring with her, all three of them are better than she was.
Yeah.
Okay. Trish Stratus has had the advantage of being a part of an era where in-ring ability wasn't necessarily particularly needed or great.
No,
outside of a handful of people. Like I think Molly Holly was probably the best in-ring wrestler during that time period.
At that time, it was all TNA.
Yeah, exactly. It was all window dressing with a little bit of athleticism thrown in. But yeah, like this match was a nothing burger to me. So cheap pop, whatever.
Yeah.
Then we got KO versus Sami Zayn, unsanctioned match. Dude, this thing whipped the Mountain Lion's ass. This match was dope, dude. Anytime these two guys get in there, then they just create art.
I was a little surprised when KO got hit in the head with the chair, the barbed wire chair, that he didn't start bleeding. Because the way he grabbed his head and dropped down there, I thought we'd see a lot of blood coming out. But
it was going to blade.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. Just the way he sold it and was just like grabbing his head is like, I thought he was going to start bleeding.
That match, if you don't know why those two guys, why WWE's back office, like Hunter and all those guys, why they're so high on those two guys, and why I know people are talking like KO's contract's coming up soon, and they're talking that he could leave, and he ain't going nowhere.
No,
WWE's not going to let him go anywhere. He's too valuable. Okay, he's literally that guy you can insert into any match and make it fire. And this was no different. The last three pay-per-views, KO has had a banger on every single one of them. An absolute banger. And this was no different. This is no different. This is two of the best workers in the business. And it was the best match. As far as the in-ring action was concerned, it's the best match of the night.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolute best match of the night. I don't think it was quite as good as if you've ever seen any of their stuff in Ring of Honor when it was Kevin Steen versus El Generico. Oh, God damn, dude. if you ever decide you're gonna pick up Honor Club, go back and watch some of this stuff. You see these guys back in their formative years, and you could just see how talented they are, just coming up with this stuff. But yeah, best match of the night, freaking awesome. Sami Zayn needs to get a haircut though. that looks been, and then also, we also got the other thing too is we got the foreshadowing of Randy Orton.
Yep.
Randy Orton coming back and having a program with KO.
Yep.
So we will that'll be a good. And then obviously we ended with the men's Elimination Chamber. John Cena was the first one out. Huge pop. Then we had Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins looked ridiculous as usual.
Of course.
Looked like he had 2 snow cones on his shoulders. Hey, Big Daddy, have you seen the trailer to Queen of the Ring? It's a movie on Mildred Burke. That looks pretty good, man. Have you seen the trailer in that?
I have.
Yeah. How about he hit him with Dominic Mysterio? And then Damian Priest came out, and then
Logan Paul,
and then Damian Priest. And then Drew and Seth started the match, which was awesome. Just a continuation of that. Again, great storytelling between the two of them. And got all the way down into the last 3 guys we had. We had Seth Rollins, Punk, and John Cena. Cena and Punk actually made up for their past in the middle of the ring, actually hugged, and then started beating the crap out of each other.
Yep.
Which was great. Again, CM Punk has never been the most athletic guy in the ring, but he is a master at telling a story in the ring. An absolute master. His facial expressions, the way that he moves around the ring, the pacing. He's a master at telling a story in the ring. And that's exactly what, and when we got down to the last 3 guys, that's exactly what this turned into. This turned into an in-ring soap opera. And when you saw Rollins, who just could not get past his anger and his dislike of Punk, because he had Cena to rights.
Yeah.
Took Cena, threw him into the freaking chamber, busted through the chamber. He could have dragged Cena back in the ring, pinned him right there. Storyline wise, honestly, he didn't want that. He wanted Punk.
It's too obsessed.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love how Punk beat the snot out of freaking Logan Paul. That was awesome. And then so we got down to Cena to basically Cena and Punk team up on Seth
Rollins, yeah.
And they take Rollins out, and then it's Punk and Cena going back and forth. And just when it looks like Punk is about to get the leg up on Cena, Rollins comes in and stomps him through the ropes.
Curb stomp.
Yep. And Cena looking at he acts like he's toward it, and then he didn't. He looked. He's like, and then he immediately runs and grabs. And as he's pinning him, he says, "I'm sorry. So we see John Cena taking advantage of the moment, which is something that Cena wouldn't have done over the years. And John Cena is the winner of your Elimination Chamber, and everybody's celebrating, everybody's loving it. Cody Rhodes' music hits, he comes out and makes it clear that he's glad that they're going to do this. And then obviously The Rock's music hits, and out he comes with Travis, no selling, no talent, no reason to be in the goddamn ring, Travis.
Nope. And
he comes down and he tells him, and he asks Cody for his decision. Cody tells him to go F himself.
Yeah, and then Travis putting his sage on.
Yep, doing his whatever. And then The Rock, and then Cody, and Cena's like, yeah, you tell him. And they embrace, and then you could tell on the look on Cena's face, immediately he goes from smiling to just stone-faced. And then The Rock and John Cena
nutshot
gives Cody Rhodes the biggest heel nut shot. And immediately my brain's going, he's going friggin' JR going, my God, and God is my witness. He has busted his nuts in half. And John Cena, in the twilight of his career, finally goes heel.
Yes.
And joins The Rock. And They beat down Cody Rhodes. They leave him bloody in the ring. I liked what they did with the scrum afterwards. They leave the ring, and Cena basically has 15 seconds. He basically says, he's like, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and then he just leaves.
So I thought he just went in there, dropped the mic, and left. Did he really say anything?
Not really. That's basically.
I thought he just went in there, dropped the mic, and walked out.
He just basically walked out, and then later on social media, he posted something where he said, like, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, or something to that effect. And I think we can now firmly say that what the plan is, at least from my perspective, what the plan is Cena is going to challenge Cody at WrestleMania. Cena is going to win. And then we're going to get a call back to the bloodline with The Rock and Roman. And we're going to get, at the end of the year, probably at the Survivor Series, because that is the final big pay-per-view of the year, right? Let me see here real quick. WWE pay-per-view schedule 2025. Come on. Internet's slow today for some reason.
They'll have one in December, but will they have one, or will it be?
Well, come on. Open the damn page up, will you?
Well,
there we go. Okay. So yeah, SummerSlam is in August.
Yeah.
Yeah. So SummerSlam, I think, is the last big pay-per-view.
No, not SummerSlam. Survivor Series.
Survivor Series, I'm sorry. Yeah, Survivor Series is in November. All right, so yeah, so unless Crown Jewel, because I think Crown Jewel is supposed to be in November too. Unless they remember Crown Jewel after Survivor Series. So it'll be either Crown Jewel or Survivor Series, and we will get Roman versus Cena, and Roman will take the belt back, and then we will start building towards Roman versus Rock at the next WrestleMania. I think that's what that's where that's going to go, and people are going to get. And we always knew that eventually that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's what the plan is going forward here. I think Cena has become the Hollywood sellout, and he's going to become the champion one last time at WrestleMania, and he will be Rock's champion, and Roman, and then Rock and Roman are going to become at odds with this because of this, and that's what's going to happen at the end of the year. Roman will become the World Heavyweight Champion once more, and then that will lead into WrestleMania with Roman versus Rock. And I'm all for it. I think this, if nothing else, this makes this very interesting. I think it makes it very interesting going forward. But that's my take on Elimination Chamber. What do you think?
I agree with that.
Yeah. All right, real quick. We only got about 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes left. Let's hit the Revolution. Revolution this week. There are, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches. I think at least, well, one of them is at least one of them is on the pre-show. And I really don't give a shit about it. Big Boom AJ, we bring the boom. Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe versus Johnny TV and M&M Collection. Yeah,
really?
Don't care. Don't really care. Then we have MJF versus Hangman. This has been great.
Yeah, it has.
MJF. This is one of the matches that I'm really like. There's at least 4 matches on this card that I'm really looking forward to. MJF versus Hangman, storyline wise, has been great. MJF is back into the same form he was before everything went crazy. Anyone watch LFG? I caught a little bit of it. I haven't had a chance to really dig into it though. I did see that segment where the one chick went to the Undertaker and asked if she could use the was it the Gates of Hell?
Yeah.
The submission that he used. And some people were taking it the wrong way. I was like, you got to go watch the actual clip because he was actually cool about it. But yeah, Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel freaking cage. Let's freaking go.
Who you got? MJF versus
okay.
Hangman.
MJF versus Hangman. I got MJF.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. And I think Big Boom, Orange Cassidy, and Briscoe were in their match on the pre-show.
Yeah, 100%.
For what it matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, MJF all the way versus Hangman.
Yeah. And
it's going to be a banger of a match, like you said. But
yeah, it's going to be great. And this is not going to be the last time that they wrestle, too. I think this will happen again. Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. I think Ospreay needs to win this one. At this point, I think Ospreay needs to win. Don't get me wrong. Kyle Fletcher, he's super young, super talented. Dude's going to be a big freaking deal. He is going to be a big deal. I guarantee you. And I guarantee you when his contract's up, Hunter's going to be all over him like a fly on shit. So, but I got Ospreay winning this one.
Fletcher.
You got Fletcher? Okay. Yep. I can see it. Strickland versus Ricochet for the number one contender for the AEW World Title. Ricochet won the last match. I'm going to go do something crazy here. I think the Hurt Syndicate helps Ricochet win this. I think Ricochet beats Swerve Strickland again with help from the Hurt Syndicate. And then we now have the fourth member of the Hurt Syndicate.
I think Ricochet wins with the help of
Prince Nana.
I think Nana turns on Strickland.
Woo, that would be crazy. I don't know how I feel about that because the two of them are kind of synonymous with each other.
I know. Paul Bearer was synonymous with Undertaker for a while, then he turned on him.
That's true. Murder Machine should be champions. I agree. 100%. Leg kick. MJF versus Hangman, the winner of the fans. Yeah, that's going to be a banger. Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, banger. Ricochet versus Swerveland's going to be a banger, dude.
But yeah, I can see. I could be wrong, but I could possibly see Nana turning on Swerve.
I could see it. I think it's more. Well, maybe both. Maybe both happen. I think the Hurt Syndicate come in and they make Swerve and they make Ricochet their fourth member. AEW World Tag Team Championship, Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners. Hurt Syndicate all the way.
Yeah.
Outrunners are popular, but then again, so was Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. Outrunners, I think, is a gimmick that's going to have a very short shelf life. Hurt Syndicate are so freaking over; it's ridiculous. Hurt Syndicate win.
To me, the Outrunners are another version of what's her name? They lost the titles to Hurt Syndicate. Private Party.
Yeah. They're a gimmick. But TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe. I really want Mercedes to lose this belt.
I think she will. I'm going with Momo.
I would like to see it. They need to do some serious rehabbing with Mercedes. Somebody else needs to start writing her stuff for her because her promos have been terrible. In ring though, she's been a lot better of late in ring. Yep. And Momo Watanabe is actually a very, very, very good wrestler. So this should be a really good match in the ring. I'm going to pick Mercedes to win though, because I don't think they're taking that belt off her yet. I would like to see Momo win, but I don't know. I don't think so. AEW Women's World Championship, Toni Storm versus Mariah May in Hollywood ending match. I think Toni Storm wins this one.
Yeah, Tony retains.
Yep. And I think they use the time to rehab Mariah a little bit because I think as character-wise, I think she's fine. But I think her matches as champion were kind of mid. So I think they need to do a little bit of rehabbing with her. AEW International Championship, Konosuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega. This is going to slap like a son of a bitch, dude. This is going to be dope. Dude, Konosuke Takeshita, like I said, New Japan really needs a lot of new blood. They need that new big star. They need the new Okada. And that's Konosuke Takeshita. And when his contract's up, if they don't drop a blank check in front of this dude and snatch him away from Tony Khan, which is going to be hard because Tony really likes him for good reason. The dude is literally a champion in 3 different freaking companies. Okay. He's working in 4 different companies right now. Dude's a machine. And one of the best in-ring wrestlers. He's so good as a heel. I'm so glad he went heel a couple of years ago. Because, man, it's been the sky's been the limit for him. And this match is going to be fantastic. I think he wins.
You think who wins?
I think Takeshita wins. I think he. Well, here's the thing. I want Takeshita to win. I think Kenny's going to win. That's what I should say.
Okay.
Because I think they're. I'm sorry. Because just one more thing. I think they're leading to Kenny versus Okada.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I want Kenny to win because if he wins, then it gives more credence to them unifying those belts.
Yeah. And I think that's the plan. I'm just so high on Takeshita, man. I want that guy to beat everybody. And him getting a win over Kenny like this big, like this in a singles match instead of just a tag match, I think is a big deal. But I think you're right. I think Kenny wins this, and I think we get the unification match down the road.
Please.
Yeah. AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley versus Adam Copeland. I got Copeland winning this, and then I think Christian cashes in on him.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about Christian.
I think Copeland. One of 2 things is going to happen. Either I think Copeland's going to win, and he's going to cash in on Moxley. I mean, and then he's going to win. He's going to take the belt from Moxley, and then Christian is going to cash in on him. Or I think Jay White turns on Copeland and he helps Moxley win, and he becomes a new member of the Death Riders. Welcome back, Big Daddy. We're just picking our winners and making the scenarios for the
Revolution
World Championship at Revolution. But I think that's what happens. I think Copeland wins and then gets cashed in on, or I think Copeland is on the verge of winning, and Jay White turns on him.
Interesting.
What do you
think? I would like a new champion. I really would. I think part of it's going to come down to the number 1 contenders match between Strickland and Ricochet. If Ricochet wins, and I think Copeland wins the match.
Okay.
Because Copeland versus Ricochet. If Swerve Strickland wins, then I think Christian cashes in.
Okay. I can see that. And I do think that there's a little bit of crossover between the 2. But I think the 2 scenarios I put forward, I think is what's going to happen. And I mean, or they could like pull a swerve at the last minute, no pun intended, and Copeland beats him, and then he cashes in, and Jay White takes out Christian and prevents him from winning. Could do something like that. I think either way, there isn't going to be a straight up win in this. I think something happens after the fact. But anyway, guys, there's our predictions. It'll be interesting. When's the next? What's the next show we're gonna live stream? It can't be WrestleMania because we could do one night of WrestleMania.
Yeah, we gotta do one night of WrestleMania. We can't do Revolution because that's a week from Sunday, and I Or is it this Sunday? Is it this Sunday?
It's this Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, I already worked, so I can't do Revolution.
Let's do night 2 of WrestleMania.
See, the problem is I usually work on Sundays.
We'll figure it out. We'll do either night 1 or night 2.
For me, night 1's easier than night 2.
Because
I get Saturday off.
All right. We'll figure it out. But anyway, guys, that's the show this week. Appreciate you guys being here. Big Daddy, Leg Kick, Maldacito.
Like I can do part of night 2, but I can't do night 2 till after like 9:30.
Yeah.
Almost 10 o'clock that night.
We'll figure it out. But appreciate you guys being here. And watch the show this weekend. Tell us what you think. We'll see how well we predicted everything. And
we'll talk about it next week.
We'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.